You just have to go back to common sense politics, go back to what the people actually want.
Because that's reforms, friends, reforms, whatever, lapdogs, whatever. Do what reforms say.
I'm sorry, Councillor. There's a lot of passion here. No, I won't.
Hello, you are in for a treat. This is absolutely bonkers. We're in Warwickshire County Council land, and this was on the 22nd of September, if I remember rightly, and they were talking about green belts, or like the green motion you could say, and the conversation was investment in Warwickshire's infrastructure to deliver travel time, economic and health benefits, and they were talking about cycle lanes. And as you can recognise, this little jumped up little upstart of a gonk, this is the leader of the Reform Council at this time, you know, surrounded by flags as they're proper humping it. Yes, this is this little upstart, Councillor George Finch, and what he had to say about cycle lanes and a lot of other things about net zero was very interesting.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to say, you know, when going around the towns in Nuneaton and Bedworth, they do not talk about cycle lanes. You know, this isn't, you think this is Warwickshire taxpayers' money. This is money that's being spent by national government to be put into Warwickshire. You need to realise that this is still taxpayers' money.
One thing I've noticed about this little upstart, he's incredibly patronising, isn't he? He seems to think he knows better than anybody else. And you'll get this, understand why. As far as I remember, her name is Councillor Boad. She loses her absolute shit over this clown.
It's still money that people would rather the government spend on other things. So what we're saying is no, we'll bounce that back to national government and they can work on other things as well. We should not be spending money on cycle lanes because people in our towns are telling us we want you to prioritise on other things, making sure that potholes get filled, making sure that roads, the conditions are good. And we have good roads in Warwickshire. We really do, and that's to the benefit of all of us. But what we need to realise is that we have to go back to priorities, go back to basics. It's simple. And unfortunately, the dream of net zero and cycle lanes is not achievable. And you have to stop this because it will eventually destroy our town centres. You're putting in cycle lanes around towns into Weddington. And do you know what, Councillor Candler? No, I do not hate Weddington or not like it. I've been there for many years, went to school in Weddington, got good friends in Weddington. Love them.
Do you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of a proper Jobsworth, you know, because he's got a bit of power now. He thinks he can just treat people as though they are beneath him. What a little shitter.
Place, great social club as well. But what you need to realise is that that's not how you solve the problems. People are crying out for other things, homeschool transport, send provision. They're not crying out for bogus cycle lanes. You just have to go back to common sense politics, go back to what the people actually want, and that's just to see that their money is not being wasted.
Common sense. The one thing I've always learnt about common sense, it's not very common, and people who use that in politics are usually not the brightest either, are they? Now this is where it absolutely goes bonkers. Absolutely hilarious. Go get him, Councillor Boad.
Thank you, Chair. I'm just sitting here getting really sad. I mean, really, really sad. Bogus cycle lanes. Net zero to finish. What on earth are you talking about? What are you talking about? Absolute rubbish. I'm really sorry. I've had to sit here all morning and listen to this gibberish coming out from the other side of the room. And what the Tories going to do? You're going to vote for it, are you? All this money was applied for before the election in May. So the Tory council applied for these grants and got these grants, and presumably you're all now going to vote against it, are you? Like you've been doing all day. Because that's reforms, friends, reforms, whatever, lapdogs, whatever. Do what reforms say.
I'm sorry, Councillor Boad. Can you keep your comments, please, to the motion,
Okay.
and a little bit less playing the player and more on the ball, please.
I am responding to the comments made by Councillor Finch, and I've written it down here. He wants to spend it on SEND and home to school transport. Do you not understand the difference between revenue and capital? You cannot spend capital funds on revenue projects and revenue spending. They are completely separate. This is for capital works, physical capital schemes, tarmac on ground, white paint, signs. Send money, home to school transport, is revenue money. It's not a thing, it's a service. They are different. Sending this money back or not spending this money will just see the money go back to central government, and heaven knows what they'll do with it. And it will not increase one jot the money that you can spend on the services that you've just mentioned. We're talking about SEND later on. All the things that we do. Can I remind you, at the last full council, we reaffirmed our commitment to climate change and the climate emergency. Can I remind you, the policy of this council is that there is a climate emergency. It was voted on at the last meeting. Okay? So all the stuff, rubbish net zero and all the rest of it, you can rubbish it all you like. It is council policy that was being voted on since you were elected to the leader, because it happened that same meeting in July. Okay? Council policy. And you're due to give us a report back on that climate change at some point in this year. You know?
And if you want to watch that meeting, I would go see BowlerHatMan, because he actually did do a live stream on this, and it was very, very interesting then. And see, the thing is, all through this meeting, he was incredibly patronising, and he was, treating, properly attacking other councillors, treating them as though they were just thick and stupid and beneath him. So this nonsense from this clown, who's in charge. Reform. Now he seems to want to jump in and say, can you stop belittling other councillors? This is not what is required here. Once saying out then, hey, just quiet as a mouse. She's not going to have any of it. Wait till this is dynamite.
So I'm sure it feeds really well on the Facebook groups in Nuneaton and Bedworth. There you are bashing cycleways and all that net zero rubbish. But at the end of the day, this is a grown-up council with a huge budget trying to provide services for our local residents. And you rubbishing bogus cycle lanes, I'm sure plays incredibly well on social media up in the north of the county. But you should be bigger than that. You're the leader of the whole county, can I remind you? The whole county, not just the north, not just people who drive cars, the whole county and all its residents. And you should be doing your jolly best for all of us. And you lot should as well. How are you going to vote? Well, no doubt you're probably going to tell us, but this was all applied for when you were in charge. So I hope you will keep supporting it, because it's all there to help our residents live a fitter, healthier, greener life and reduce the congestion on our roads. The money is there. Grasp it with both hands. Spend it wisely on the schemes that have already been approved by this council, and make a positive difference to the lives of our residents, not a negative one.
Thank you, Councillor Boad. I will say to all councillors that it's important that we debate the issue and not the person. If we can bear that in mind going forwards, please.
What about the council? Are we debating the motion, not the council? So it's okay for your leader to attack another elected body in this council. That's okay, is it? You never said anything then. So it's okay for him to rubbish an elected body with a democratic leadership. And
oh, it's getting hard now, and she's bang on the money and all. That's
okay. You never said a word. It seems to me there's not a level playing field going on here.
Boom.
There's a lot of passion here.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, and there is a place for passion. It informs good decisions. And if it's done well, It enables us to move forward. But when we let our passions get away from us sometimes, we do let ourselves down.
Do not dare you take that back. You take that back.
No, I won't.
Oh, you're hard.
No, I won't do that. So I'm not angling that at you.
He is.
I am angling it, I said, to all councillors. Therefore, I shall not take that statement back.
So there you have it. Yes. Apparently, they're not a big fan of cycle lanes either, as well as net zero. See, the thing is, I thought Councillor Boad was absolutely brilliant. She not only tore a right strip off this little jumped up upstart who thinks he knows better than everybody else. Clearly power has gone right to his head, ante. In the way he talks to people and the way she absolutely tore a strip off the chairman. Absolutely brilliant, and she was spot on. Yeah, how dare you lecture her? She was absolutely spot on. I was watching, anybody asking him questions. He never viewed any of their questions. That's a good question, and we will look back on that. No, it was a case of, I know better than you. Don't you know who I am? Like a professional footballer. Do you know who I am? I'm not leader of this council for nothing. Look at the state of them all with their flag shagging. You look all absolutely sad and pathetic. Absolutely nuts. I cannot believe that these people are just being allowed to get away with this nonsense. But, that's the way politics is now, innit? It's just say stupid stuff like common sense, net stupid zero, and disrespecting cycle lanes. Well, what's wrong with having cycle lanes? Or am I missing something? What do you guys think? Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, I'll leave a link of BowlerHatMan's live stream of that meeting that time, and just let me know your thoughts down below, and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.